The regular season wraps up tonight for the University of St. Francis as the Fighting Saints honor their 4 seniors on senior night. They take on the Judson University Eagles in the CCAC finale. Judson, St. Francis coming up next. Hi, welcome inside the Sullivan Center. We're just moments away from the start of today's matchup. It's the University of St. Francis taking on Judson University senior night here in Joliet, and I'm joined by the head coach of the Fighting Saints, Kara Courier. Coach, let's go back a little bit first. This is your second straight home match over the weekend. A really tough matchup. Came down to the wire. One of the toughest matchups I've seen here in years. You just came out on the losing end. When you have a tough game like that, what's the reaction to the team afterwards?
We're obviously disappointed when you come that close, when you play that hard, and you come up on the losing end of it. But South Bend is a really good team, so we're able to just kind of focus on. We met all of our goals for that match. We played really, really tough, and we just have to come out and continue to play that way. And hopefully, the next opponent is we can come up on the winning end of it this time.
That South Bend team that beat you this weekend, they're not tops in the conference, but they are playing probably as well as anybody in the conference right now. You know that's the type of competition you're going to get every week in the conference tournament, which is coming up right around the corner now. So as you look ahead towards that, I don't want to look past today, we'll get to that in just a minute, but knowing the way that the team is playing against top competition, how do you feel about that right now?
I do feel like we've been playing reasonably well. I mean, even though we went 0-4 up in lacrosse a few weekends back, we played hard, we played tough, we worked on the things that we needed to do, and then obviously again last night against South Bend, or the other night, it could have gone either way. So we can come in and win those games. Obviously we can lose them, but like I said, I feel good. I think we're playing good ball, and I have high hopes for this team.
Judson's a team that you've played before. You've beaten them before, not all that long ago. You saw them about 4 weeks ago, and you handled them pretty well in 3 straight sets. What challenges do they pose? How do you do that again tonight?
They are a good team. You can't underlook them or overlook them. You can't underestimate them. You have to come out here and play just like we're playing South Bend, just like we're playing St. Xavier, someone topped in the conference. They've got 2 really, really explosive, boingy outside hitters. They're doing very well in digging in the conference. They've got a phenomenal lefty on the right side. So we have to come at this approach with just as much intensity and look past what we did in the past and treat this one as a new match.
It is senior night tonight. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about the seniors that are being honored before the game. What have they meant to the team this year and to the program over the last few years?
Their wisdom and their experience has been just invaluable to this team. All 4 of them are just coming with great insight, great control, and have been that steadying factor all season for us. So they'll be greatly missed after this year.
Head coach Kara Courier, thanks for your time. Good luck today.
Thank you.
We're right around the corner from the open of tonight's matchup, St. Francis and Judson, coming up next on the USF Sports Network.
The University of St. Francis in Joliet is a welcoming community of learners, ready to make you feel right at home. With a diverse student body that is a reflection of the community we serve, our students say over and over that USF truly feels like family. To get the excellent education and promising future you deserve, visit stfrancis.edu. Our home is your home. Make yourself comfortable at USF.
Back inside the Sullivan Center, Terry Bonadonna with you. I'll be on the call for today's matchup between St. Francis and Judson University. Second meeting this season between these 2 schools. The Fighting Saints took out the Eagles in straight sets a month ago, but this is not the same Judson team today that they did see in Elgin back in early October. Not a lot of time has passed since then, but it has felt like a long time for the Eagles because they were struggling at that point in the season. They had lost 4 out of 5 matches the last time they saw St. Francis. Now they enter play today having won 5 of their last 6, and they've really gotten themselves back into the race here in the conference. It's a big game for Judson today. They need a win to get themselves into the conference tournament. St. Francis knows that they're going to be playing in the conference tournament, which opens up next week. Seeding is still a question for them, and also just trying to go into the postseason playing strong is a big emphasis for Kara Courier and St. Francis right now, because it's a team that has been so up and down throughout the season. Not a lot of consistency for this Fighting Saints team. It seemed like they had turned a corner with some big wins against Olivet Nazarene and Governors State. And then they came back home last weekend, a few days ago, took on Indiana South Bend, and they fell in a heartbreaking fifth set, 18-16, the final score in the decisive set that day. They had a 2-1 lead in that match, and it was the first time all year that they lost a 2-1 lead. In fact, it was the first time all year they went to a fifth set and lost. Eric Gardner, the head coach of Judson in his first season with the women's team here. He's been the coach of the men's team at Judson for the last several years, and he's got the Eagles playing well coming into play today. Kara Courier, 499 wins on her career resume as she enters play today, so she's trying to lock up number 500 in the regular season finale, and it'd be a fun one to get it for her on senior night. 4 St. Francis seniors will be honored. We'll hear more about them in just a few moments, but I'll be talking about them throughout the night. Hannah Pacheco, Asia Owens, Hannah Monfrey, and Peyton Baird all about to be honored on the court just before the start of tonight's matchup. It's St. Francis and Judson University going head-to-head tonight. Judson comes in with a record of 16-16 overall, 7-8 in conference. The Fighting Saints, 19-16 overall. They've gone 10-5 against CCAC opponents so far this season. Kara Courier offers a few last words of pregame preparation to her team before we get to the Senior Day celebration. Fighting Saints trying to win 3 out of 4 to wrap up the season and head into that CCAC tournament playing well. As I mentioned, they are already in the CCAC tournament. They know exactly, or I should say they know that they're playing, but they don't know exactly where they'll be playing, and they don't know exactly who they will be playing against. So a lot on the line tonight, not just for the Fighting Saints, but for other teams around the CCAC as those determinations are made. Judson comes into play today, as I mentioned, playing strong. They have a couple of players who were honored last week by the CCAC as Conference Players of the Week. Lindsay Lawler and Kenya Diaz-Vega. A couple of players to look out for Judson today. Diaz-Vega is the reigning, or I should say she was, the new awards just announced today, but she was last week the Defensive Player of the Week. Lindsay Lawler was the Setter of the Week. Fighting Saints lining up there with Stephanie Woods, who is playing her last game here at the Sullivan Center as a member of the University of St. Francis team as well. She will not be honored on senior night today because she was honored last year. She decided to use up her extra year of eligibility that everybody was granted. Everybody got that extra COVID year of eligibility. And so Stephanie Woods came back for this season, but a year ago at this time, she wasn't sure if she was going to come back or not. So today will be her final game in her 5-year career as well. But there are the 4 players who are going to be honored as 4-year players for St. Francis. And as they get announced down on the floor, let me turn things over to Dave Laquetta, the athletic director and public address announcer tonight.
Our 4 seniors and their parents. This time we'll start with number 9, right side attacker, Peyton Baird, and her parents, John and Chris Baird. A 4-year member of the program out of Mendota High School, Peyton has appeared in 108 matches during that time. She has notched 344 kills, 129 blocks, 129 digs, and 53 blocks. An accounting major who is currently in the master's program at USF, Peyton has been honored in the past as a CCAC All-Academic Selection. And her senior letter, they always say that college goes by fast, but until now, I never realized how fast these 4 years really went by. I want to thank all the coaches that I've had that got me to where I am today. I also want to thank all my teammates that I have gotten the privilege of playing with these last 4 years. Those that I was able to look up to as a freshman, and all the way to the freshmen now that push me to play my best, because before they know it, their 4 years will be up too. St. Francis has not only allowed me the opportunity to continue playing the sport I love while getting my education, but it has given me an extended family that I couldn't be more thankful for. Finally, I want to thank my parents for always being my biggest supporters, the endless encouragement, and always being a phone call away. There is no way I could ever thank them enough for everything that they have done to help me get here and make me the person I am today. As much as I hate goodbyes, I'm thankful for everyone that has made an impact on my college experience that makes this goodbye so hard. Peyton Baird and her parents, John and Chris Baird. Number 16, defensive specialist, Hannah Monfrey, and her parents, Tammy and Ray Monfrey. Hannah is also a four-year Saint who came to USF from Franklin High School out of Wisconsin. She has appeared in 121 matches, and in that time has totaled 91 service aces and 1,294 digs, or 3+ digs per set. Her career best totals have come this year with her 447 digs. She has also been named to the CCAC All-Academic team in the past and is a nursing major. Volleyball has been what my life revolved around for the past 10 years, but I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. This sport has brought me some of my best friends and memories that I will always hold near to my heart. I want to thank my mom for inspiring me to play volleyball in the first place, and my coaches throughout my career for giving me the tools to develop me into the player that I am today. I also have to give a huge thank you to my entire family, especially both my parents for being my biggest supporters. Their unconditional love, support, and occasional coaching moment has kept me sane through it all. My time a part of St. Francis Volleyball has taught me what it means to be accountable and dedicated. As cliche as it sounds, it truly went by in the blink of an eye. And 5 sprint tests later, I am so sad to say goodbye to my best friends. To my girls, as sad as I am to leave, I'll always be your biggest fan, cheering you on no matter where I'll be. These 4 years have prepared me to have the confidence to take on my next chapter of life, but as this chapter comes to a close, I know it will always be one of my favorites. Hannah Monfrey and her parents, Tammy and Ray Monfrey. Number 4, outside hitter, Asia Owens and her parents, Charles and Angela Owens. Asia joined the program 1 year ago from Joliet Junior College and has appeared in 36 matches in her 2 seasons as a Saint. In that time, she has recorded 37 kills, 26 digs, and 12 block assists. Asia is a psychology major. It's that time again, but this time it's for good. When I first laid hands on a volleyball, I knew this was the sport I was going to fall in love with. I had no idea how much this sport was going to mean to me until now. Letting you go was never part of the plan, but good things always come to an end. Because of you, I became mentally and physically stronger, and I am highly grateful for that. Being a collegiate volleyball player is challenging. When you're a full-time student and a full-time athlete, performing your best every day, it can be chaotic. The battles I fought with position changes, changes of coaches, and injuries is hard. After 11 years of playing volleyball, I can finally say I did it. I started playing volleyball in the 5th grade, and I was middle. After learning the sport, I was able to play all front row positions. I changed my position every year to challenge myself. I've accomplished so many goals, and this has been the best experience of my life. Volleyball has taught me to always stay disciplined, be strategic, and there is someone always there to pick you up. Thank you for humbling me to become a better person. Most importantly, I want to thank my parents for driving me to my travel tournaments, coming to all my games, supporting all my volleyball decisions, and dealing with the stinky car rides back home. The game I love is now over, and it will never be forgotten. As I go on to my next chapter, I will remember how you taught me to never give up. I have met some of the best people during this journey, and I can say they are family now. The memories created with every one of my teammates, I will cherish forever. My advice to you all, never let someone tell you you're not good enough, and don't let someone make you feel as if you're not good enough. Believe that you are. Asia Owens. Number 14, setter Hannah Pacheco, and her parents Meredith and Anthony Pacheco. A product of Lockport High School, Hannah is nearing the 1,500 mark in career assists. Besides that, the four-year Saint has also registered 539 digs and 122 aces in 112 matches played over her four-year career. A CCAC all-academic selection, Hannah is a recreation and sport management major. First, I would like to thank all past coaches and teammates for the support and encouragement that has helped push me to where I am at today. I would also like to thank Coach Currier for allowing me to not only pursue the sport I love longer, but also allowing me to continue my career path. Big shout out to all my friends and family as well for always being there for me when I needed them the most, especially to my Aunt Linda, who unfortunately could not be with us to celebrate. Without your love and support, I would not be where I am standing today. Lastly, I would like to thank my current teammates. This truly has been one of my favorite teams I have played on by far, and I want to thank you for giving me a fun last season here at St. Francis. Hannah Pacheco. And finally, we'd also like to honor one of our super seniors, Stephanie Woods, who Saturday reached 1,000 career kills. Congratulations to Stephanie, who was honored as a senior 1 year ago.
Up at Joliet Junior College 2 years ago. So the four seniors honored down by the net right now. Then Stephanie Woods is the fifth-year player. Again, she was honored last season, so not part of tonight's Senior Day festivities, but she is also playing what is likely her last game here at the Sullivan Center. There's a chance for all of these players to see at least one more here at home, depending on how the seedings play out in the conference tournament, and provided that the Saints keep winning, win tonight and then win in the early rounds of the conference tournament as well. There's a very outside shot they could sneak into the 4th seed and host round 1. Not very likely, but it is also possible if there are a couple of upsets pulled in the opening round. Who knows? They could host a semifinal matchup here as well, or even the finals. Again, a lot still to be told. A lot has to go their way in order to play another match here, but it is still mathematically possible. More than likely, those seniors play in their final match here at home. They haven't played a lot here at home this year. Had an event here early this season, back in the opening week of September, but here in conference play, it seems like they've been on the road more often than not. Technically play an even amount of games at home and on the road in conference, but because of some non-conference tournaments that were thrown into the middle of conference season, it has felt like they've gone long periods of time between home matches. At one point, they went about 3 weeks without appearing here at the Sullivan Center in early to mid-October. But they wrap up the season with 2 in a row here at home. And here we go with the finale in just a few moments. We got the national anthem and starting lineups coming up. So let's turn things over now to the new PA announcer, Alex Milcar.
Fighting Saints. At this time, we ask that you please rise. Gentlemen, kindly remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. At this time, let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First, for the Eagles of Judson University. Freshman outside hitter, number 1, Yomelis Fernandez. Junior outside hitter, number 5, Cara Wagley. Sophomore opposite attacker, number 6, Alyssa Kurzel. Junior setter, number 14, Lindsay Lawler. Senior middle blocker, number 16, Emily Davey. Junior middle blocker, number 20, Lindsay Paulson. Junior libero, number 13, Kenia Diaz-Vega. The Eagles are coached by Eric Gardner. And now the starting lineup for your Fighting Saints. Junior outside hitter, number 2, Desiree Anderson. Senior right side, number 9, Peyton Bear. Freshman middle hitter, number 13, Cadence Woodridge. Senior setter, number 14, Hannah Pacheco. Graduate middle hitter, number 15, Stephanie Woods. Junior outside hitter, number 20, Gabriella Oliveira. And the senior libero, number 16, Hannah Monfrey. Your Fighting Saints are coached by Kara Courier.
So we've got the starters on the floor, St. Francis and Judson. Shake hands quickly before we get started here. The Fighting Saints looking for their 20th victory of the year and their 11th in conference play. Judson's trying to move above 500 overall, and they're trying to hit the 500 mark in conference action. We'll get started in just a moment here. Second matchup of the season between these two teams. St. Francis took care of business pretty handily in Elgin when these two met up about 4 weeks ago. They beat them in straight sets, 25-19, 25-18, and then challenged in the finale, but they were able to hold on to win 28-26. So they'll look for more of the same today, trying to send their seniors out strong and trying to get their coach her 500th career victory here at St. Francis. It looked like she was going to get it on Saturday night against Indiana South Bend. Fighting Saints had a 2-1 lead over the Red Hot Titans. But IUSB came roaring back. They won set 4 to force a fifth, and then the fifth set was about as thrilling as it gets. Came down to the wire. Both teams had multiple match points, couldn't complete it for a while until finally IUSB did knock off St. Francis by an 18-16 final score. So the Saints are still feeling the sting of that one, their first 5-set loss of the season, as they come out and try to take it out on the Eagles, who get the first serve tonight. It is up and away, and we're underway. St. Francis and Judson. Gabrielle Oliveira trying to pick up the first point, but a good dig on the other end by Kenya Diaz-Vega. Hit out of bounds by Stephanie Woods. So the attacking error on the Saints gives Judson the first point of the evening. Lindsay Lawler, junior setter from Fishers, Indiana, gets her second straight serve. Saints look to tie the score, but another attacking error makes it 2-0 Judson. Not the strongest of starts from the St. Francis attackers. They hit at a 500 rate in the opening set on Saturday against IUSB, so they got off to a really strong start. Didn't maintain it, but strong starts have been good for the Fighting Saints as Anderson hits it across, whacked into the air by Kenya Diaz-Vega, and the Eagles are able to return it, but it's a free ball for the Saints here. Oliveira, another chance, and this time she finishes it off. It's the third hit of the game from Gabriela Oliveira, who was so efficient in that home match on Saturday against IUSB. She gets her first point of the night here. And the score is 1-2. The freshman Leah Talley comes on for the serve. Blocked by Stephanie Woods, and Judson can't get it back across. So Stephanie Woods picks up her first point of the night. Fifth-year senior out of Westchester, Illinois. Ties the score at 2. And an ace for Talley gives the Saints their first lead with their third consecutive point. Judson has not picked up an offensive point yet. Both of theirs came on mistakes made by the Fighting Saints. Now the Saints have won 3 points in a row, trying to make it 4 straight. Service played by Fernandez. Hit over by Kara Wickland. Tapped across by Peyton Baird, and Judson is able to get it back over. Here's the senior Pacheco with the set. A good one for Baird and a good hit for Baird, but it is returned. There's a block by the Saints, kept alive by Judson. Diaz-Vega over to Monfrey. And Stephanie Woods hits it into the net. Judson ties it at 3. Set a little bit low for Woods. And so she comes down on it a little bit too low. Judson sends Danielle Gibson in for the first time today. The junior outside hitter gets her first serve. Knocked into the air by Talley, but that's out of bounds. Lindsey Paulson picks up the kill for Judson on a ball that drifted away from Desiree Anderson. Good hit by Paulson to make the Saints pay for their mistake. Another serve for Gibson. This time the Saints are able to return it cleanly. And a double hit on the Eagles, I should say, gives the point to the Fighting Saints. We're tied once again. Desiree Anderson, the points leader for the Saints this year. 402 of them on the season coming in as Stephanie Woods gets the serve. Tapped over. Baird is there to play it. Pacheco for Anderson. Blocked into the net. Point to the Saints. Wickland tried to block that one. Got her hands on it, but it hugged the net. Didn't come back over. Saints on top. That's a powerful hit from Wickland. And a point to Judson. That's, Alyssa Gerzel rather than Wickland. Alyssa Gerzella, sophomore from Lake Villa, picks up the points and ties the score at 5. We've been going back and forth early here. Baird going across court. And an illegal touch. Lindsay Lawler couldn't play it cleanly. Saints back in front. Kaylee Sipple gets her first action of the evening. Sipple's serve is away, and it's an ace. Wickland couldn't play it cleanly. Saints take their biggest lead of the night so far, 7-5. Judson scored the first 2 points, and then after that, it had been back and forth, but the Saints have gone on a little run here. They've scored 3 in a row. And that's where the run will stop as Sipple serves it into the net. So Kaylee Sipple picks up an ace and an error on her series of serves. 7-6. 6 gets the serve here. Sipple's 33rd ace, 23rd service error. And back-to-back errors. This one on Judson puts the lead back in St. Francis's hands. The junior, Desiree Anderson, gets her first serve of the night. She sends it to the back line, and that misses the line. It's out of bounds. 3 consecutive missed serves, 2 on the Saints, and now 1 on Judson. See if Judson makes it 2 in a row on them. Serves away from Kenya Diaz-Vega, and rather than being a service error, we've got an ace here on a mishandle by St. Francis. So we're tied at 8. A long time since we've seen a ball really in play. None of the last 5 serves have been returned. Got a little rally going here. Here's a return. Oliveira's blocked out of bounds. Point to the Saints. Emmeline Davey blocked that one, but it just missed the sideline. Saints back in front. Out of bounds. 3 straight bad serves from the Fighting Saints. That time it was Hannah Monfrey. 6th time we've been tied already in this opening set. Serve this time goes to Fernandez, freshman from Puerto Rico. Sipple passes to Oliveira, who whacks it across court and out of bounds. So Judson reclaims the lead. First time they've been up since it was 4-3. A lot of mistakes by the Fighting Saints in this opening set. More than half of Judson's points have come through St. Francis errors. Sipple for Woods to the back line, out of bounds. Saints are just not attacking it all that well here in the first set. And Judson's lead is now 11-9. This matches their biggest lead that they've held so far. Another serve for Fernandez. Woods taps it to the back line this time. She sneaks it in there. Good hit by Stephanie Woods. It's her first kill of the night. She had a block earlier, so she's got her hands on 2 points. 10 serving 11. Oliveira, that's inbounds. Good hit, perfect placement by Gabriela Oliveira. On the response, a tip at the net by St. Francis. Chance for Baird. Baird gets some help from the top of the net and curls it inside the sideline. 3 points in a row for the Fighting Saints, and they once again have the lead. Tipped once again by the Saints at the net. They're able to return it here. Baird, perfect spot from her. Right in between Fernandez and Wickland, or rather in Gerzel, and a timeout is called by Judson. 13-11 is our score. Saints surpass the halfway point as they try to pick up a first set victory here. And they've cleaned things up a little bit, hitting it at a 167 rate right now because of their 8 kills. Judson's got just 2 kills so far. Saints have been much more active than the Eagles have early. That's a nice hit from Peyton Baird. Baird, one of the 4 seniors honored before today's match, has 3 kills already, tied with Gabriela Oliveira for the team lead. I mentioned 8-2 the kills numbers for St. Francis. Judson has only 2 points today. The others have all come from St. Francis errors. 9 of their 11 have come from St. Francis errors. 5 attacking errors committed by the Fighting Saints so far, and 3 service errors. So there's a lot to clean up for St. Francis, but they've started to clean it up already. During this 4-0 run, they have played really well, trying for their 5th consecutive point, but they can't come up with the block. Wickland gets the kill. It's a big point for Judson and for Kara Wickland. Pulls the Eagles within 1, 12-13. Pass from Pacheco to Woods. Got it inside the line. Close call right there, but Stephanie Woods did get the line. St. Francis doubles its lead. Second kill for Stephanie Woods. Leah Talley gets the serve. Return from Gerzel, blocked into the net by St. Francis's Baird and Woods, and the Eagles pick that one up. So they've gone back and forth these last few, and once again, Judson is within 1. We've seen 7 ties, 5 lead changes in this first set, a little bit over halfway through it. Baird puts the Saints back up by 2. 4th kill already for Peyton Baird. Baird came into play tonight, averaging a little over 1 kill per set. She ranks 5th on the team in total kills this year. She's been very good to start today. That's a very good hit by Alyssa Gerzel. Saints are 10 points away from picking up a first set victory. Judson's keeping it close, but it's been a little while since they've been able to go on any run. Fighting Saints have outscored them 6-3 over the last 9 points. Baird looking for her 5th kill, but a good dig that time by Lindsay Lawler. There's a good chance for the Saints. Pacheco for Anderson, who bumps it over. Diving play made by Wickland, and it drops in between everybody. 3 Eagles there, and they all just kind of whiffed at it. Miscommunication on that play. And so they continue to exchange points back and forth. Serve from Sipple is played by Gerzel. Gerzel's hit is blocked. Another chance for her. This time she goes over the blockers. Sipple for Anderson. Too hard from Desiree Anderson and out of bounds. Judson scored 3 consecutive points to go up 11-9. Then the Saints scored 4 in a row to make it 13-11, and since then they've just gone back and forth over the last 7 points. And the Saints keep that trend moving. They've traded the last 8 points as Desi Anderson knocks down a kill. Anderson not just the leading point scorer for St. Francis today. She leads the team in kills with 330. An average of 2.6 per set, which is also number 1 for the team. We continue to trade points. That kill belongs to Yamalis Fernandez. Saints by 1, starting to get late in the opener. Kenya Diaz-Vega gets the serve. Hit high by Cadence Woodrich. Monfrey whacks it over. Anderson for Oliveira. To the back line. Judson hits it over again. That's set from Sipple well behind Oliveira. The two of them not on the same page. And Judson has scored 2 in a row. It snaps the string of 9 straight points that were exchanged back and forth. We're tied for the 8th time. Asia Owens hits it over. Tipped at the net. Monfrey passes to Sipple, who sets up Anderson. Nearly dropped down, but Judson recovers. And that's blocked out of bounds by the Saints. Another point for Yamilis Fernandez. Three in a row for Judson. They've got the lead back at a critical moment. I mentioned Asia Owens is out there for St. Francis. Owens is one of their 5 seniors, honored before the match tonight. Sipple hits it up into the air, set up for Oliveira. Fernandez. Saints return with Anderson. Free ball for the Eagles. Lawler sets for Fernandez. Nice play by Monfrey, but can't get it over. Timeout called by St. Francis. Judson is on a 4-0 run, and they have taken control of this one down the stretch. Not over yet. They still need 6 more points. But after St. Francis had seemingly taken control earlier, they led for a while. They took the lead at 12-11 and then held on to it until 17-16. It is the Eagles who have all the momentum right now. It all started after they called timeout. Since their timeout, they've outscored the Saints 8-4. Now the Saints call timeout, looking for similar results. Good effort by Monfrey on that last play, but they couldn't keep it alive. Needed one more hit. Saints defeated Judson in straight sets. First time they met. And in 2 of the 3, Judson failed to reach 20 points. They're just 1 away from hitting the 20 mark in this one. Coming out of the timeout, the serve belongs to Kenya Diaz-Vega. It's her 4th serve. And she'll get another. A big hit from Davy. Davy's kill gives Judson a 3-point lead. This is now the biggest lead that either team has had throughout this one. Both sides had led by 2 at multiple junctures, but it's a 5-0 run now from Judson. Oliveira tipped at the net. Defense for Judson has been outstanding during this run. Sipple for Oliveira. That's deflected again and kept alive. Oliveira returned, a chance for the Saints. Sipple for Owens. Judson returns it. And hit out of bounds by Anderson. 4-point lead for the Eagles. It's a 6-0 run. And now they're just 4 points away from the win. Oliveira hits it into the net. 7 straight for the Eagles, and now they are knocking on the door of a 1-0 lead. Attacking mistake on Oliveira right there. Saints cleaned that up for a little while, and credit mostly belongs to Judson for the 7-0 run. The Saints are making a lot of mistakes once again, though. Judson had a little bit of a receiving mistake there, but they were able to recover, and Oliveira hits it again into the net. Second time in a row. Judson has completely taken over this match, or this set, I should say. Match has a long way to go. This is only the opener. Taylor Connolly is in for St. Francis. Gabriela Oliveira rotates out. Set for Woodrich, tried to push it to the back. Owens for Sipple, who sets up Connolly. Diving play, out of bounds by Kara Wickland, and the Saints' run is finally over. For the Eagles' run, I should say, is finally over at 8 consecutive points. Taylor Connolly gets the point for the Saints. Just checking in. She gets one immediately, and Hannah Monfrey knocks it in there for the ace. They've still got their backs up against the wall, but the Saints have gone on a nice little spurt here with back-to-back points on hits from Conley and Monfrey. Hannah Monfrey serves again. That drops in between a couple of Saints, a good hit. Set point for Judson. This is an Eagles team that has won 5 of its last 6 matches. They're 8-4 since the last time these two teams met up, back in early October. They're playing well. They've continued it so far tonight as Conley goes over the net, and that's a violation. So the final point of the set goes to Judson, and it ends up on a net violation against St. Francis. And it's the first one of those that we saw, but they made a lot of mistakes in the opener. That cost them a lot of points. Judson played better and better as that game went on, and they're able to come away with the victory in set number 1. So they need just 2 more for a match win tonight. St. Francis needs to win 3 more times, but a long way to go on this Tuesday evening. So we'll take a break right now. We see Connolly go over the line for the final point there. Take a quick break here, back with the second set in just a few moments. Judson leads by 1.
The University of St. Francis really has made a very positive impact on my life. I've made some of my best friends here, grown as a person, and I feel it has given me the tools to have a successful career.
USF has a very warm and welcoming atmosphere, and it was something I couldn't get at any other school that I visited.
It just felt like I was at home as soon as I stepped on campus.
Being located in Joliet, it's kind of like a hidden gem. It's not too far from home, but it's far enough where you can get that kind of getaway college experience that people want. It's a good little college community.
The thing I love most about University of St. Francis is the staff. They're always there for you day or night. You're not just another statistic to them. You're important to them. They know your name, and their one goal is to see you walk across that stage and to have a successful life.
The love and support that you get from these professors is beyond just in the classroom, and that endless support from them is exactly what I need to become the person that I want to be.
USF does a lot for their students to ensure that they have the best education possible. That means hands-on experiences, state-of-the-art technology, internships, or on-campus jobs. They want to make sure that you are prepared for whatever you want to do in your life.
Having that hands-on experience that St. Francis provides, I am able to feel confident, and I do feel confident that when I graduate, I will have learned what I needed to have a successful career. The professors and the university really do prepare their students for the real world.
Coming in my first year of St. Francis, we helped the community. That was the first thing that we did, and that opened up my eyes to what St. Francis was really about. They wanted to make me a better person, help me get my education, and help the community around me.
When I came here, I got my voice, I got my independence, I got that sense of I can make an impact.
USF education isn't just teaching you what you need to know about your field. It's teaching you what you need to know to make the world a better place.
I think one of the biggest things that I will take away from here once I graduate is that I will always have a home here. The university as a whole welcomes their alumni. They say that once you're a Saint, you're always a Saint.
1-0. Judson has the lead on St. Francis. The Eagles took the opening set 25-19 behind 3 kills apiece from Yomilis Fernandez, Emmeline Davey, and Alyssa Gerzel. A lot of problems offensively for the Saints in the opener. They hit just an .098 percentage in that first set. And Judson got 13 points, 13 of their 25 off of St. Francis errors. So the Saints will try to clean that up heading into the second set here. St. Francis led in that opener by Peyton Baird, who had 4 kills and a .571 hitting percentage. The rest of the team, if you take Baird's play out of it, hit it at a percentage of 0. So you can see how important she was to the team in the opening set. 4 digs for Desiree Anderson led the way and 8 assists for Hannah Pacheco. We're underway in the second set. A good tip at the net by the Fighting Saints. Judson taps it over and down. Lawler picks up the point for Judson. A rare kill for Lindsay Lawler, the setter who had 10 assists in the first set. She two-handed that one over the blockers and down on the soft spot of the defense. So Lawler gets the serve here. Connolly, diving play made by Diaz Vega. There's a block by the Saints, kept alive by Judson. Tip to the back line and Monfrey. Woods, blocked. Blocked by Emmeline Davey. Just the second block, or excuse me, that's the first block of the match for the Eagles, who came into play today ranking last in the conference in blocks. Pacheco sets for Baird. Peyton Baird hits it out of bounds. 3-0 Judson. I was going to say about Judson at the net, coming in and not having seen them play, my assumption, just looking at the blocks numbers, is that they were going to be pretty weak at the net. They haven't been, even though that was their first block of the night. Stephanie Woods pushes it to the back. There's a block by the Saints. Woods and Baird combine on the second block tonight for St. Francis. I was going to say with Judson, they haven't been weak at the net. They do a really good job, their blockers, at tipping balls and keeping them in play for their back row. So even though they don't get a lot of points off of blocks, they do get a lot of action up front, which helps out their defenders all over. That time an attacking mistake on Judson. That's just their second. St. Francis has 10 attacking errors so far. That's number 2 on the Eagles. And it pulls the Fighting Saints to within 1. Leah Talley serve out of bounds. And that's the 4th service error of the match for the Fighting Saints. See plenty of good plays from St. Francis. They've got to stop shooting themselves in the foot though. Anderson, nice reach by Fernandez to keep it alive. And Gerzel drops it in for the kill. 4th kill of the night for Alyssa Gerzel. Monfrey hits it up in the air. Leah Talley. Here's Desiree Anderson. Down to her knees. Lawler keeps it alive. The backside out of bounds. That one, I think, hit the line judge on the attack from Lindsey Paulson. Those line judges have a lot of difficult calls, but if it hits them in the leg, it doesn't get any easier. He's not standing on the line, so he knew that one was out. 3 serving 5. And a positioning mistake on Judson's fault right there gives St. Francis the point. Eagles haven't made too many unforced errors of their own. They committed one there. Who was it? Wickland, I think, who was out of position. They're getting the official explanation right here. But it is a point to the Fighting Saints. Eric Gardner comes in, has a quick word with the official as well. And the point's been taken off the board. So they'll get a redo here. 3 serving 5. And it turns into a point for Judson. Lindsey Paulson has the last couple of points for the Eagles. And so that St. Francis point being taken off the board certainly plays out well for Judson. That's blocked by the Eagles into the net. Point to the Saints. That time Peyton Baird involved in it once again. A great night so far for Baird as she checks out. And the sophomore Abby Labb comes in. Labb serves. And the point goes to Alyssa Gerzel. Strong showing so far tonight for Alyssa Gerzel. She's picked up a couple of kills already here in the second set. She leads the team, averaging just under 3 kills per set so far this year. She's also got 34 aces, and she's on the serve right now. And that's the opposite of an ace. It's a point to St. Francis. 26th time she's done that this year, second most on the team. Saints hanging around after a strong start for Judson. 5 serving 7 here. Serve belongs to Anderson. Hit in the air by Anderson. Set up for Asia Owens. Tipped at the net once again. Paulson taps it over across the hands of Asia Owens and down in front of Desiree Anderson. That's a nice hit right there by Lindsey Paulson. Perfect touch. Labb sets for Connolly. Nice job by Judson to get it back over in 2 hits. Here's Owens. Pass to Fernandez. Anderson reaches out, gets her hands on it, but a free opportunity here for Judson. The Saints respond nicely. Fernandez tipped. Anderson from the back row. Down for Judson. Lindsay Lawler for Emmeline Davey. And a timeout called by the Fighting Saints. Davey hasn't played a lot. She missed some time earlier this season, but she ranks 3rd in the CCAC when she's been out there in hitting percentage. She's having another good one tonight. Judson's having a good one all around. They hit just under 400 in the first set, and they're playing even better here so far in the second. This is a good back and forth. Saints did a good job consistently keeping this volley alive, but Paulson finally finished it off. Kara Courier trying to clean things up in a hurry here. We're still early, but these things have a tendency to get late very quickly. Judson already has a 1-0 lead in the match. Up 9-5 here in the second. Never easy to come back from down 2-0. It's not easy to come back from down 1-0. So already the Saints have a negative position here they're trying to recover from. As Conley is blocked, but straight down. A point for Taylor Conley. Big point to the Fighting Saints. They've just had so much trouble getting those knockout blows. The defense for Judson on the back line has been fantastic. Fernandez, diving Monfrey, can't reach it. Another kill for Yomilis Fernandez. Fernandez will get a serve here with her side up 10-6. Judson scored the first 3 points of this set. They have not trailed. It's a net violation on St. Francis. Judson was going over to put it down. That initial hit from the Saints drifted too far on them, and it cost them. Judson has taken their biggest lead of the set, 11-6. Owens reaching for it. Fernandez keeps it alive. Good hit on the back line for Abby Ladd, but Anderson knocks it out of bounds. Nothing's going quite right for the Fighting Saints so far today. They had a 17-15 lead in the opening set. And since then, it's just been all downhill. They've been outscored since then 22-10. Lawler sets up Paulson, and Lindsey Paulson grabs herself another kill. Paulson's been outstanding here in the second set. She had just one kill in the opener. In the second set, Paulson has 3. 3 of her team's 13 points have come on Paulson kills. Anderson hits it over her head. Set up for Wickland and returned. Another chance for Judson. Paulson. This time it's played by the Saints. Lab tried to push it to the back corner, but Lindsey Paulson is there for another kill. 4 kills in the second set for Paulson, 5 for the match. Yamilis Fernandez gets the serve with Judson on top by 8. They've scored the last 4 points. Gabriela Oliveira, who has not been out there yet during the second set, makes her first appearance. Here's Oliveira, and a good hit and a kill for Oliveira. Oliveira provides probably the most powerful swing of any St. Francis attacker. But we saw in the first set a lot of mistakes off of her right hand. She committed 4 attacking errors as Pacheco sends one into the net. 5th service error of the match for St. Francis. 15-7, Judson on top. And Lindsay Lawler gets the serve from the right side of the floor. Eagles more than doubling up the Saints. There's a block. Saints keep it alive, but not long enough. Paulson turned away, as did Gerzel. It seemed like they both thought that block was the done deal. Saints kept it in the air for 1 hit, but they hit it into the net and then weren't able to keep it alive. They had been able to get it back over. Judson may have been caught off guard. Conley's ball is tipped. Conley again, this time drops it in there. Taylor Conley's been good when she's been out there so far tonight. Saints need a spark from somebody. Getting doubled up here by Judson. Maybe it'll be Leah Talley. She checks back in to serve. A long serve, that was well out of bounds. Another service error from the Fighting Saints. A lot of unforced mistakes committed by the Saints today. St. Francis averages about 1.5 service errors per set. They've got 6 of them today. Gerzel is blocked. Can Judson get it back over? They can. Wickland. Now Woods is blocked. Woods again. Lawler for Gerzel. Free ball for Judson. It's Gerzel. Monfrey on the back line. Good back and forth. Hit out of bounds. Was that tipped? It was not. In fact, I think it went around the antenna in the first place. So it was already out of bounds by the time that it reached the Judson side. Dominant lead for the Eagles. Battle at the net, still alive on Judson's side. Gerzel gets the kill. So to update that score, since St. Francis had their last lead back in the first set, 29-12, Judson has outscored them. 29-13. Danielle Gibson serves it out of bounds. Saints kept alive, but they've got to make some of their own points going forward here. They don't want to count on Judson to make mistakes. The Eagles haven't made a ton of them. Perfectly placed just inside that back line from Alyssa Gerzel. Judson is 5 points away from taking a big 2-0 lead in this match. Pacheco sets for Anderson. That's blocked. Poked back over by St. Francis, and now they go back and forth. Set up for Gerzel, blocked out of bounds by the Saints. Alyssa Gerzel grabs herself another point. She's been really good all throughout this thing today. Lindsay Paulson has stepped up and had a huge second set. Tapped over the net that time. There's a block by the Saints, still alive. Peyton Baird. Kept in bounds by Judson. Nicely done by the Eagles. And Baird has an awkward touch. You could see on her face immediately after she hit that ball. She knew she got it off an awkward part of the hand. And there was no chance that was turning into success for St. Francis. Cadence Woodrich is blocked. That's Paulson again. I realize I gave Paulson credit for several hits that actually were Emmeline Davies. Earlier I had Paulson at number 16. Paulson wears number 20 for Judson. It's Davy number 16. So Paulson's played well here in the second set. She's played very well, but not as well as I was giving her credit for. Emmeline Davies has been fantastic. And that's been the case most of the season. I mentioned earlier, third in the conference in hitting percentage, and there's Paulson again. Trying to play up to the hype I've been giving her. 24-9, Judson. Absolute domination from the Eagles here in the second set. And now they'll try to put it away with this point right here. Set point to give Judson a 2-0 lead. That's blocked, out of bounds. So the Saints managed to get themselves to double-digit points here. They need to go on an incredible run to not drop this set, but at least gotten themselves to 10. Here's the serve from Lab. Gerzel is blocked out of bounds, and that'll do it for set number 2. After a close opening set win for Judson, they run away from start to finish. They never trailed. They scored the first 3 points and didn't look back here in the second set. 25-10, the worst loss St. Francis has taken in a while, but it is just one game. And Judson still needs one more if they want to come out on top today. St. Francis will try to bounce back in just a few moments. 2-0, Judson leads as we take a break here in Joliet.
For me, it was just love at first sight. I came here and I knew that the people here really cared.
That's their one goal, is to see you walk across that stage and to have a successful life.
The professors in the university really do prepare their students for the real world.
When I came here, I got my voice, I got my independence, I got that sense of I can make an impact.
USF education isn't just teaching you what you need to know about your field. It's teaching you what you need to know to make the world a better place.
It's a small school, but it's mighty in that it changes your life when you go here.
The experiences that I gained and the life lessons that I learned while I was here are something that I continue to carry with me. I'm proud to hold 4 degrees from the university. I wouldn't have gone back time and time again if I didn't think that this was a quality education.
No matter where you are in life, with the right people, the right school, and the right support, you can do anything.
Your career is limitless after you go to the University of St. Francis.
Judson has taken the first 2 sets from St. Francis tonight, 25-19, 25-10. Has not been a pretty night so far for the Saints attackers. 15 attacking errors, 6 service errors so far today. They got 1 reception error as well, but they're hitting just .029 so far today compared to Judson's .362. The Eagles have committed only 3 attacking errors so far today. Amazingly, that first set, even though they lost 25-19, the Saints were +5 in terms of points. It's just they gave Judson a lot of points on their errors, and this is not the way that St. Francis has been playing lately. They've got time to turn it around, and we'll see if they're able to do that today. They're trying to come back from 2-0 down. They played from ahead on Saturday and were not able to hold a lead, so maybe this one will play to their favor a little bit more. They have not been able to erase a 2-0. Actually, I take that back. Once this year, they were able to overcome a 2-0 deficit and come back to win the match in 5 sets. That was against Cardinal Stritch. That was not too long ago, just about 3 weeks ago, up in Milwaukee on October 11th. Those first 2 sets were a lot different, though. They lost 25-23 and 28-26. So far tonight, Judson has looked like they're at just a different level than St. Francis is. I always say you can tell when a team is going well when their coach is sitting back there with his legs crossed and the team is out on the court already, and there's still 30 seconds on the clock before the next one begins. Buzzer sounds, so we are ready to start the 3rd set. But anytime a coach feels, and you can see right in the St. Francis huddle right now, they're still going. But you see that a lot during timeouts. The team that called the timeout will use up every second they have, and the team that didn't call the timeout that's going well, their coach will let them back out on the court, let them feel that rhythm. There's not that much to clean up. Judson's just got to keep doing what they've been doing. We'll see if they've got it in them. They've been playing their best volleyball of the season the last few weeks, just at the time of year that they want to be playing their best volleyball of the season. And now trying to wrap up the regular season and push themselves into the conference tournament with a really strong showing today in Joliet. Time for the Saints to turn it around. And if they play today the way they played on Saturday in that loss to an IUSB team that on paper has been a lot better than Judson, you'd think they have a good chance to make this comeback as Asia Owens' hit is blocked back. Judson looking for the first point of the game, and Gerzel's got it. 8th kill tonight for Alyssa Gerzel through 2 sets. She had been tied with Emmeline Davey for the team lead at 7 kills. Saints leader so far is Peyton Baird. She's got 5 kills, only 1 of them in that second game. Baird leads the team with a .333 hitting percentage as well. Out of bounds on the attack from Cadence Woodrich. Woodrich is one of many Saints who has struggled offensively tonight. Her attacking percentage is at -500 right now. Hit over by Kaylee Sipple. Judson is able to return it. Judson's defense has been spectacular today. And there's another unforced error on the Saints. They're called for the double hit. Just to go back again to that stat I mentioned a couple of times in the last set. The way this one started, the Saints weren't playing at their best, but they had the lead in the first set, 17-15. Since then, it's been all Judson. Peyton Baird, diving play made by Diaz Vega. Looked like Baird was going to have her 6th kill. To the back line, out of bounds. There's a point to the Saints. And that number from the time that the Saints had the lead late in the first set, they've been outscored 38-15. Desiree Anderson gets the serve. See if the Saints start their run right now. Plenty of time for them to get on a roll here, and that's a good way for Judson to curtail it, playing at the net. Saints are unable to get the block down. The Eagles have played great at the net all night. Just one block, or 3 blocks, sorry. They had 3 blocks, but good play at the net through and through. So net violation on the Saints. Peyton Baird called for that one. Hannah Monfrey can't handle the reception on that serve as Danielle Gibson gets Judson back on the board. 6-1. So that meeting between the second and third set did not do the trick for St. Francis, at least not in the short term. Gibson serves again. A nice setup for Oliveira, and there's a big point for St. Francis. 5th kill for Gabriela Oliveira. She's turned her evening around after she struggled early. She's played really well the last couple of sets. Set up for Gerzel, and Gerzel gets it off the hands of the St. Francis blockers, but down on the St. Francis side. Saints just can't string points together right now. Stephanie Woods, nice hit. Off the side of the arm of Lindsay Lawler. Another chance to string those points together, see if they can do it now. They've scored 2 of the last 3 after trailing 6-1. Pacheco for Oliveira, played by the Eagles. Blocked by the Saints, another chance for Judson. Pacheco on the back line. Conley hits it out of bounds. It was close. Couldn't get that line though. Pushed across by Oliveira. There's Fernandez, good hit. Yamilis Fernandez drops down a kill. She's got 5 tonight. 9 serving 3. Pacheco for Woods. Gerzel responds by hitting it into the net. Nice awareness by Lawler to keep it alive. Good dig there by Diaz Vega. Woods out of bounds. Woods had a little run there of a couple of nice hits. That time though, she powered a little bit too far out of bounds. Alyssa Gerzel, sophomore from Lake Villa, gets the serve. Oliveira. There's Lawler for Fernandez. Soft hit. Started up by Oliveira. There's Conley. Not a lot on that one. Tapped across by Judson. Good hit, Stephanie Woods. Found the right spot just in front of Kara Wicklund. Wicklund lunged forward to try to keep it alive, to no avail. Stephanie Woods drops down another point. 4 kills tonight for Woods. Leah Talley is the server. Asia Owens slices it across. Lindsay Paulson is able to finish that off for Judson in the near corner. So Paulson continues to play well. She's been converting at a very high rate today. Emmeline Davey that time off the hands of Hannah Pacheco. Just an awkward touch from Pacheco, couldn't keep it alive. Kenya Diaz-Vega hits it with the right hand. Pacheco sets for Owens. Somehow tapped back over by Judson. Kind of floated on him. Fernandez. Nice job by Pacheco racing up. But tapped into the net by Taylor Connolly. The hit wasn't there for her. And St. Francis calls a timeout. 13-4, Judson has the lead. Fighting Saints already trail 2-0, and they need to go on a big run to have any chance at winning tonight on senior night. Saints are guaranteed a spot in the conference tournament regardless of how tonight works out. There's a big cluster in the middle of the CCAC right now. So they will finish in the top 8, but as for what exactly their seed in that tournament will be, to be determined. Judson is playing like a team that needs this win. They do. This would even up their record at 8-8 in conference play. Eagles could make the conference tournament with a loss today, but they're guaranteed a spot in the tournament with a win. They've been playing well, and they're again back on the floor with 30 seconds remaining on the clock. There's just not a lot to say to them right now. They're playing a near perfect game, having won the last set 25-10 with a big lead in this one as well. And a lot of that is St. Francis mistakes. The Fighting Saints have committed 20 attacking errors today. They're hitting 0% for the game. Judson is not having an otherworldly game, but they're just not shooting themselves in the foot. They've got just 4 attacking errors. 347 percentage. They're doing the little things that St. Francis isn't right now, and that's been the difference. Owens hits it over. Fernandez reached up by Monfrey. Another chance for the Saints, another dig on the other end. Woods nearly had a block right there, and it does turn into a St. Francis point on the illegal hit. Set up by Woods' block. Judson was caught backpedaling, trying to return it. So the Saints get the point out of the timeout. See if that starts something. Peyton Baird gets the serve. Hit out of bounds by Baird, trying to return that. It was not Peyton Baird, by the way. I misspoke. That was Bailey Baird. Bailey is 3 years younger than Peyton. In my defense, they look almost exactly alike. Peyton's about 5 inches taller, though. Leah Talley plays it on the back line. Connolly's hit is returned. Looked like she had a point for a moment there. Connolly will try again. Good dig by Fernandez. And a strong finish by Davey. Emmeline Davies playing well. She has built the Judson lead up to 10. That first set tonight, we had 8 ties, we had 6 lead changes, very evenly matched before Judson came out on top. The last 2 sets, Judson has outscored St. Francis by 25, and they have led the entire time. No ties, no lead changes. Good hit by Cadence Woodrich. Nice pass as well by Pacheco. And Cadence Woodrich finishes it off for the kill. Kaylee Sipple, the junior setter, comes on to serve. Point to Judson. Again, it's Emmeline Davey, again set up by Lindsay Lawler. Those two are simpatico. Every time Lawler sets up Davey, it's perfect. And Davey has taken fine advantage of that. She's into double figures in kills. Asia Owens taps it across the net, played by Davey. There's a block by the Saints. That one got the net. Saints didn't need to touch it, so Judson called for too many hits. Desiree Anderson comes on to serve for the Fighting Saints. Anderson serves from the middle, gets it away with the right hand, and drops it in there for an ace. Miscommunication by Judson. Fernandez was not prepared for that one, and for the first time in a while, St. Francis picks up back-to-back points. Let's see if they can make it 3 in a row. They cannot. Davey drops in another one for Judson. Davey is leading both sides in kills tonight. She's the only player on either team in double figures. Not much working for Kara Courier's Saints so far tonight. Gibson serves. Monfrey makes a diving play. Good block by St. Francis. That's Woodrich in there with Oliveira. Saints trail this match 2-0. They're down by 8 in the set, but they're not dead yet. They've been down big this whole way. That lands inbounds. Good strike just inside the line. That would have been a big one if Gerzel had sliced it a little bit further out. It would have been a huge point for the Saints. Woods blocked out of bounds by Judson. Stephanie Woods has not had one of her best nights. She's got 5 attacking errors, but she's had some really good hits as well. That's her 5th kill. Got a couple of blocks as well. Picked up her 1,000th kill on Saturday night. Here's Oliveira. Another one for Gerzel. Alyssa Gerzel is into double figures now as well, closing in on Emmeline Davey, who leads the night with her 12 kills. Oliveira blocked. Anderson for Oliveira again. Diving play by Gerzel in that back line. Fernandez knocks it into the net. Saints get the point. So again, St. Francis tries to go on a little run here and stay in it. Judson is just 6 points away. Saints are starting to play them even here. Now they've got to go one step further than that. That's out of bounds from Fernandez. Back-to-back attacking errors on Judson's number 1, Yomailis Fernandez. That's been so rare tonight for the Eagles. Can St. Francis take advantage here? Nicely done by Judson to keep it alive. Pacheco passes for Connolly, hugging that sideline. There's a block, and the Saints get another one. Woods and Owens combine to block Paulson. 19-13 timeout called by Judson. The first timeout called by Judson tonight. For the first time, it's the first timeout called by Judson since the opening set when they trailed 13-11. I guess whenever St. Francis gets to 13, that's when they've got to call it. This is the best that St. Francis has looked all night. these last 5 or 6 points. They've scored 3 in a row. And they've gotten themselves back in it. Long way to go for the Fighting Saints. Even if they do make the huge comeback and win this 3rd set, they then need to win the 4th and 5th games as well. So it's a long shot for St. Francis, but they're still in it. They're hanging around, and they're making a run at the right time now. We'll just see if they've got enough left in the tank to complete a big comeback here. They dropped the last set by 15. They trailed in this one on a couple of occasions by as many as 10. Cut it down to 6. Woods and Owens, 2 of the 5 seniors, playing their final game tonight at the Sullivan Center. This would be a bad memory to go out on. They'll try to turn it around here still. Leah Talley gets the serve coming out of the timeout, and it's out of bounds. Absolute killer for St. Francis when you're starting to make a run. You just can't make those mistakes, and the Saints have been doing it all night. That's their 7th service error of the match. (20-13). Judson trying to deliver the knockout blow. Nice job by the Saints to get it back over. Fernandez, driving play by Talley. Great dig. Going across and on the line, inbounds from Emmeline Davey. Just barely got that one in. Back-to-back points for Judson out of their timeout. Make it 3 in a row. Owens unable to play that serve. Nicely placed by Kenya Diaz-Vega. Here's Owens. That's Davey again. Emmeline Davey, relentless here in these last couple of sets. It's been a big night for her and a big night for Judson, who's now just 2 points away from wrapping it up. Davies tipped this time. Monfrey for Owens. And Owens gets the point for St. Francis. Saints pull the deficit back to single digits as Bailey Baird comes in to serve. Asia Owens picks up her 2nd kill of the night. Fernandez tipped at the net. Owens sits it up to Pacheco for Woodrich. And back to the Judson back line. Diaz-Vega, it's called for the double hit. St. Francis showing some life late. Another serve from Baird. Davey to the back line. Baird hits it up for St. Francis. Got away from Talley a little bit. Did Conley tip it inbound? She did. Worked out perfectly for the Fighting Saints. Not the hit that Talley wanted, but ended up hovering over the net. And it put Conley in perfect position to just tap it down. Another serve from Baird to the back line. Fernandez inbounds. Match point for Judson. They'll get as many as 8 chances to close this one out. Leading 24-16. And Yamilis Fernandez will take the last serve for the Eagles. Pacheco sets up Baird, Conley rather, and Conley keeps the Saints alive. Still in it. But they need at least 7 more points consecutively. 2nd match point for Judson. Serve belongs to Kaylee Sipple. Sipple drops in an ace. Third match point for Judson. And fittingly enough, it ends on an Emmeline Davey kill. Davey, the senior middle blocker, was excellent throughout the match tonight. And she wraps it up 25-18, our final score. Judson led start to finish in each of the last 2 sets. Their last time they went down was 17-16 in the first set. From that point on, it was all Judson dominating the last 2.5 sets and picking up their 8th conference victory. They moved to over 500 overall on the season. St. Francis drops their regular season finale. They fall to 19-17, and they wrap up conference play with a 10-6 CCAC record. Despite the disappointing conclusion to the season, they will play for the conference championship. The tournament starts next week, so they'll be there. We don't know who they'll be playing. We don't know where they'll be playing. We don't know the time of the game yet, but we know that they'll be involved in that conference tournament when it starts up next week. And they'll have time to wash this one out of their mouths a little bit, because it's not the way they wanted to wrap it up. These 2 straight home matches to end the year, they spent so much time away from home for much of the season. They end up ending with 4 out of 5 at home, but they end up going just 1-3 in those 4 home matches, including a really devastating 5-set loss to Indiana South Bend on Saturday, and then today the reverse devastation in that it's not because it was so close, it's because they were never really in it. They cleaned up their play a lot in that last set, the second half of it, and they ended up making a game of something that looked like a blowout for a long time. It was definitely too little too late for the Fighting Saints, who ended up committing 20 attacking errors and 7 service errors in the game. That was in the match. That was their undoing, I think, more than anything. They ended up hitting 046 overall. Judson finished with a 291 percentage. Judson led by Emmeline Davey, who had 15 kills and a 481 hitting percentage. Alyssa Gersel had 11 kills for the night, 34 assists for Lindsay Lawler. They got double-digit digs from 3 different players. Kenya Diaz-Vega had 20 of them, 14 for Kara Wickland and 10 for Yamilis Fernandez. Saints were led by a trio of players with 5 kills. Oliveira, Woods, and Baird each had 5 of them. Of those 3, Peyton Baird led the way with a 214 hitting percentage. 12 assists for Hannah Pacheco, and 11 digs for Desiree Anderson led the way. But Anderson, who leads the team in kills, averaging close to 3 of them per set for the season, had just 3 for the match today. So a little bit of a disappointing wrap up to the regular season for her. 5 seniors played their final home match for St. Francis today. Stephanie Woods, Asia Owens, Hannah Pacheco, Hannah Monfrey, and I'm missing somebody. I think I said 4 names. And whoever I didn't say as well. 5th one I didn't mention was Peyton Baird. Baird played well tonight with those 5 kills. Saints wrap up the regular season with a record of 19-17, 10-6 in conference. They will play next week. As always, you can go to GoFightingSaints.com to get your updates on when and where they'll be playing in that conference tournament. Once again, our final scores tonight: 25-19, 25-10, and 25-18. Judson wins all 3. They get their revenge after St. Francis won in straight sets at Judson last month. That'll do it for our coverage of St. Francis volleyball today, and likely for the season unless something unforeseen happens and they get another conference tournament game here at home. Thanks for tuning in to today's matchup, though, even though it didn't quite go the Saints' way. Hopefully you enjoyed yourselves. Thanks to the entire crew here at St. Francis. This is Terry Bonadonna signing off from the Sullivan Center in Joliet, Illinois. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night.